Good afternoon and welcome to the latest issue of Print21, the weekly video news bulletin for the Australia and New Zealand print industries. This issue sponsored by Ball & Doggett, Australia's largest supplier of printable materials and of press room consumables. And we come from Ovato's Geebung facility here in Brisbane, deserted facility we should say, with the news that diversified marketing services group IVE is aiming to buy stricken rival Ovato, entering an implementation deed with the administrators FTI Consulting. Under the terms of the implementation deed, agreed yesterday, the two parties have agreed to good faith negotiations for the signing of an asset sale, in which IVE would acquire all or parts of the business or assets of Ovato. Matt Aiken, CEO at IVE, told me, "We want to see customers retained, we want to see the channel supported, and we want to keep people in their jobs. We want a good, healthy print industry." IVE is now spending the next 2 weeks going through due diligence on the deal, which will be subject to clearance from the ACCC. And if IVE firms up the implementation deed into a binding offer, the timeline for a purchase will depend on the ACCC. IVE says its view is that there are strong arguments to support competition clearance for the proposed transaction. ACCC actually appears to have broadened its approach somewhat in recent times, recognising the business imperatives. For instance, it waved through the sale of Ovato's books business, formerly Griffin Press, to Opus in double quick time, recognising that Ovato needed the cash to keep going. Oh, didn't work out in the end, of course. Print21 understands IVE has not decided yet if it will buy all or just parts of the Ovato business, which comprises the super site in Warwick Farm with the 7 heat-set web offset presses, its heat-set plants, one here in Brisbane, Geebung, and in Perth, commercial print businesses in Cairns and Auckland, and its Brisbane-based packaging business. Major print materials and machinery supplier Spices is instigating its journey to carbon neutrality. Spices is partnering with not-for-profit environmental organisation Greenfleet. Spices Australia will now be offsetting CO2 emissions relating to all its Australian operations. Greenfleet plants native biodiverse forests to capture carbon emissions and help fight the impacts of climate change. The offsetting at Spices, that will include emissions from the LPG for its gas forklifts, the diesel used in its fleet of trucks, the fuel used in company cars, including those with car allowances, and electricity used in its offices and distribution centres. Staying with sustainability, innovative materials recycling business Close the Loop Group has acquired Alliance Paper and will develop products to hasten the switch from plastic to fibre-based packaging. It's aiming to launch paper-based alternatives to packaging for areas including pouches and flow wrap. Close the Loop has already been trialling new fibre-based products with Alliance Paper through its OF Flexo division. Joe Foster, CEO of Close the Loop, he said the opportunities this acquisition opens up for the group both in Australia and the US are huge and exciting for packaging and circular recycling. Melbourne-based printer Implant Media is making a major move into the books market, installing a new Horizon BQ270V perfect binding line supplied by Curry Group to give it the production power that it needs. Implant has been primarily serving the music industry since it was established, printing CDs, vinyl, t-shirts and associated products. Owner Shiran de Soiza says the company has now decided to move into additional new fields and it has identified books and stickers as key market opportunities, hence the investment. The Real Media Collective has released the 2022 Industry Insights Report, exploring the role of print in relation to other channels to bring, it says, balance to the discussion of marketing investment in print. TRMC will now run events in Melbourne and in Sydney over the next 2 Fridays, tomorrow in fact, for print members to bring their customers, brands, retailers, agencies, where Kelly Northwood will present the findings, as well as giving industry metrics across reach, circulation and market segmentation. The breakfast events are free to attend with online registration from Real Media Collective or print21.com.au. The Melbourne launch is tomorrow, Friday 12th of August, in the Australia Post building in the CBD, and the Sydney events a week later, August 19, in the Australia Post building in Surrey Hills. Both start at 8 AM. That's it for this issue of Play Print21. Thanks to our sponsor Ball & Doggett. Go to print21.com.au for all the details on these stories and more. This is me, Wayne Robinson, signing off from what is a deserted Ovato site in Geebung. That's it for this week. Bye for now.